That's right. Hey, DJ Mozzie Phil, what's going on? What is going on? I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I'm looking at my phone. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. Hey, Third Ward Columbia, what's going on? What's going on? How you doing? Hey, my boy Rude. What's going on, boy? How y'all doing? Rude, I think I did good. I did it all by myself. Let's just wait a few minutes. Hey, Kimchi Bay. Ooh, Libra Sun. Always trying to create some balance, huh? A Virgo Moon. I'm a Virgo Moon too, Kimchi Bay. Okay, I'm gonna give it just a few more minutes because you know people are always on CP time. And then we're gonna get started because there's not a whole lot happening this week, but it's enough to talk about. Yes, Virgo Moon. Girl, that Virgo Moon can get you in trouble though. It can. You gotta be careful with that. Overanalyzing and picking everything apart. Sometimes you gotta just let stuff be. You definitely gotta let stuff be sometimes. What? Wait a minute. Hold on. You're a Libra Sun and Rising. Wow. How is that going? How is that playing out? Do you find yourself how do you call it? Compromising on everything, on most things? All right, Third Ward. I see you. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably. Do you know what your North Node is in? Rue, what's going on, boy? I've been seeing you. I haven't been able to get over there to one of your lives. But I'm gonna be at the next one. Hopefully it's at a good time. You say you have either Virgo, Cancer, or Scorpio. That'll be interesting if you got Virgo um, in your North Node and it's your moon sign. That's actually kind of a really good combination if you really think about it. I actually have Virgo in my South Node, and that's where my moon is in. Ciao. I should feel like that. Yeah. Why is it not showing? I don't like that. You don't know your moon sign. See, that's why you gotta look up your natal chart. That way you will know your moon sign. And basically your moon sign is how you interpret emotional situations or how you handle them. So like, for example, for me, since I have a Virgo moon, and even for like Kimchi, I can sometimes I'll pick things apart to kind of get to the core of them and see why something happened to solve the problem type of situation. Or sometimes just like really over analyzing sometimes. I have to stop myself because it's good to analyze and to get to the root of it. That way you can fix it. But sometimes you can go overboard. What's going on, GK? Hey, Free Spirit Erica. All right, Aries moon. Ooh wee. That Aries moon. Do you find that you can be like really quick to move or be kind of selfish in situations when it comes to people? Because Aries can be kind of selfish on one end, and then on the other end, they can be very giving to people like that they're really close to, especially like their mates or their partners. They can be really, really giving to them. But let me move this phone to be up here so I won't keep looking down. See. But I tend to catch myself. I have also been seen as an easy mark by people. Yeah, because people like to take your kindness for weakness. Because Aries are very, very giving people. Sometimes I give too much to people, and I be looking like you're not going. Even when y'all know people are not reciprocating to y'all do it anyways. Up until the point where y'all get mad or pissed off, then people need to run for cover. I hope everybody had a good weekend. How was the weekend? Because my weekend was long, but it was good. What did y'all get into? What y'all do this weekend? Because I went out Friday and Saturday night just for like some real quick stuff, but it was so fun that you know how when you're having so much fun, you can't. It's hard for you to just leave or feel sleepy or tired. But let me tell you something. I went out Friday night, Saturday. I slept all day, and then I went out again for karaoke Saturday night, and then got right back up on Sunday to do some things, to run some errands and stuff. Let me light my sage again. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. This is already 8:10. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. All right. All right. So we got some good stuff going on. So if you notice over the last month or so, I would say over the last month, communication has been a little wacky, out of hand. Maybe you may have been having some issues with your car. I know last week I kind of scraped the side of my car trying to park. And yesterday when I was driving on the freeway, a rock knocked the shit out of my windshield. It was just, I mean, it pissed me off for a quick hot second. I was just like, you know what? It's Mercury retrograde. These kind of things happen. Whatever. And it left like this big of a size of a like dash or whatever you call those things in my windshield. It pissed me off very much so. But needless to say, it's one of those things that, I mean, it's just, I live in a city where we have a bunch of different 18-wheelers everywhere, debris everywhere, road work everywhere. So it's inevitable to happen. If you have a clear windshield, I'm surprised and shocked. Let's see. Third World Let me say he couldn't find it. Oh man. Did you go to Cafe Astrology? That's like the easiest place to go to look at your your astrology chart. Just a real basic one. GK, what did I sing on karaoke? I did End of Time from Beyonce and Justin Timberlake, and then I did what else did I do? I did Back That Ass Up by Juvenile. I think there was one other song. I can't remember the other song. Yeah. Okay, so I said all that Mercury stuff, all that stuff going on with Mercury. I said that because Mercury is going direct this week. To be exact, it's going direct on Wednesday in some places, depending on where you are. It'll be Thursday, but Wednesday for sure in the States. Okay. And so basically what that means is, since Mercury is going direct, communication is getting better. You may get clarity or like real insight on like different, maybe like business deals, negotiations, contracts, legal pursuits, even like travel. If you have been trying to travel for a while and it just wasn't happening, maybe now you can get the chance to travel, not just short distance, but long distance traveling. I know my phone kept dropping calls out of nowhere. That's another thing. Mercury rules small electronics. So your laptops will be moving slowly. The internet will be moving slowly if you're trying to upload stuff to YouTube. That happened to me quite a few times. And what else? Phones dropping calls. You may drop your phone. Some people may have dropped their phone during this time. But now you'll get to see, we get a break. We finally get a break. Mercury is like that. It's like the main thing. If nobody knows anything else about astrology, they know when Mercury goes retrograde, things kind of go haywire. But there's always alternative ways to get through the energy or that particular aspect. So whenever a planet goes retrograde, you just have to know how to maneuver through that. So with Mercury retrograde, instead of taking long distance trips, take shorter distance trips. Maybe not get on the plane. Instead, you may want to drive. But before you drive and use your ass on the road, go and get your car checked. Make sure the oil is good. Make sure the tires are good. What else? And then also with electronics, you know, if there was something that needs to be replaced with your electronics, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see it. You're going to recognize it's going to come out during Mercury retrograde. But when Mercury stations to go direct, now you'll start to see, you know, your phones will stop dropping calls. You get to travel some more. Matter of fact, I even had a flat tire during Mercury retrograde. So Mercury was kind of all up and through what I had going on. Okay. It really did. And Mercury went from being in Leo to being in Cancer. So now Mercury's back in Cancer and going direct. Now, Mercury likes to be in his home sign like Gemini, right? Likes to be in air versus water. So you still may have like some murky communications, but at the same time, they'll clear up some, especially because right when Mercury stations direct, that doesn't mean that it's actually moving, right? It's just at a standstill. It's at a standpoint where it has turned the other way. So over the next 2 weeks, you'll see, because we go through the shadow phase, you'll see, you know, things start to lighten up. Communication get a lot clearer. If you've been getting communication from old people, that's why I like to tell people during Mercury retrograde, it's not best to try to reconcile with people. Wait until after Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde will have a tendency to make you feel like you want to, you know, revisit and rehash and talk about and, you know, figure shit out with other people. But the thing is, I don't really feel like you have to do that, because you'll have to revisit that once Mercury goes direct. Okay, so when Mercury goes direct, you have to revisit that, or you kind of come to your senses and be like, man, this is some absolute bullshit. why did I reach out back out to this person? Or why did I reach back out or respond to this job inquiry or whatever the case is, right? It'll be shit like that. And you'll have to revisit it. And you'll be looking like, I shouldn't have done that. Or I should have dotted my I's and crossed my T's. Because remember, we also had Mars and Leo during that time too. And so Mars and Leo totally negates details. And that's one of the issues that a lot of people had during this Mercury retrograde, is that they were moving quick on stuff and they wanted to, you know, jump into shit. But it's like, okay, it's cool to get these opportunities, to get chances to talk to people and to network, to, you know, do all that good stuff. All that is good. However, you have to just take a step back and let things unfold, because if things seem fishy 9 times out of 10, they are. You got to believe your own inner instinct. Most people don't trust their instinct and their own intuition, which is why a lot of people run around here crazy or confused, have a lot of clutter in their mind, because they're not utilizing their own intuition. And you cultivate your intuition by meditating, praying, whatever it is that you do to get your spiritual center together, to be calm and satisfied and still. Whatever you do to do that, that'll help you to develop your intuitions where you can trust it some more. Because the whole purpose in your intuition and being able to utilize it and to be able to make good decisions for your highest and greatest good is to take that from the core of your being, because this is just the physical being, the physical realm. But inside of us, we have this spirit man, the spirit person that talks to us. And a lot of times we won't listen to him, because the outside, the physical man, looks at society, looks at the world, looks at what's going on around us in just this 3D type of thing, because we're in the 3rd dimension. But there are other dimensions. There are 9 dimensions. There are other levels to get to and to see. And so it's important to see those things, right? It's important to see those things. So I know I just got off on a tangent, but it's important to, you know, develop your own spiritual capabilities and your mental strength. And in order for you to get your mental strength where it needs to be, you got to build up your spirit man. So that includes chakra healing. That includes cleaning out your diet. That includes cleaning out your life, your house, your car. If you're running around with a junky ass car, clean it out. Clean it out. Let me see. Hey, Skinny, how you doing? Hey, 6 Figure Days, what's going on? What's going on? But yes, it's very important for you to focus and put some focus and attention on self-care, because we're in this Leo energy. Leo is all about self, period. Remember, I told y'all that Leo is like the middle child, wants and seeks a lot of attention, but they do pay a lot of attention to themselves. You know, they're a fire sign, so they're very passionate about themselves, but the way that they look for the most part. If you have a lot of heavy Leo energy, you may be really physically fit. You know, you may have some special leadership qualities, you know, because Leo is represented by the lion. Everybody knows the lion is the king of the jungle and all this kind of stuff. They have really big personalities typically, as long as they don't have anything that's aspecting them in a negative way, like a square or something like that. They have a tendency to be very self-confident, very, and sometimes, some instances, low vibrational Leos can be very arrogant, right? So it's in, yeah, burning sage. Yeah, burning sage is a good way to clean your spirit man too. And what else? Let's see. So yeah, so since we have that Leo energy, and that kind of brings me to the next point, which is also on the 31st, we got the new moon in Leo. And let's see. GK says, what was going on in mid-June? Oh, child, let me think. I have to think about it. I'm pretty sure I have it in my notes somewhere here. Mid-June was, we did have a lot of planets go retrograde in June, as well as April, May, and June. We had a lot of planets going to retrograde. So that's Neptune, there was Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. What else? I think there were 6 planets total that we've had retrograde since April. Yeah, since April. I got a, wow, you were hit twice. Whoa. Okay. What's going on, Mark 773? How you doing? So yeah, okay. So this new moon in Leo is happening on Wednesday, right? So let's think about this. When you get a new moon, that's a new opportunity to get new energy. And remember, if you guys have watched any of the tarot readings that I've done for any of the 12 signs, and I talked about Leo season, you'll know that Leo season is your time to build your self-confidence, to put some goals down that are relating to self and to harmonizing and helping others, right? Because you have this kind of a reciprocal energy with other people right now, because I believe Venus is still in Leo. So it's that wanting to, you know, be and feel good about yourself, but then also be and feel good about others, about people that you have around you, different relationships, whether they're friendships, romantic relationships. So with the new moon in Leo, this is your opportunity to set intentions for the next 2 weeks, right? Because we have the new moon, and then right after that we have the full moon. So if you want to bring new things in, set intention during the new moon cycle, right? Some people tell you to do it on the day of, others tell you to wait a day or two. It just depends on when spirit tells you to move. That's why I say it's very important for you to understand and for you to build your own spiritual health, right? Build your own spiritual health and wealth. Develop it. Develop your spirit, man, because you'll know when to do certain things. It'll just click just like that. So with the new moon in Leo, it's basically telling us to be a little bit more patient with ourselves and with other people, because Leo wants to go, go, go. Leo's fire sign wants to go. But remember that everybody is not necessarily going to be on the same accord, especially since we have Mercury that just stationed to go direct. So there's still some slow movement, especially since Mercury is in Cancer. Cancer is water. Mercury don't like to be in water. Okay, it doesn't. Mercury does not like to be in water. So you'll still have like this slow progression, right? You still have this slow progression, but it's important to pay attention to how you're reciprocating different goals within yourself, but also with other people, and how can you merge the two to harmonize, right? So let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find a good example for this type of energy. The best thing that I can say is to, one, be patient with yourself and with others. So set the goals, right? Set the goals and make sure there are goals that you can actually achieve. Because if you notice, when people say goals and their goals are too big at the time, and then they are mentally ready for it, they think they are, but they are mentally ready. They never do it. They'll start it and then they stop. Okay, they start it and then they stop. So this is the thing. Plan out your goals. So if it's a big goal, okay, we have the big goal, but then with the big goal, there are small goals and milestones that you should put in between that, right? In between the start and finish of the big goal. That way you can pace yourself and you don't feel overwhelmed, because when you feel overwhelmed, you're not going to do this shit anyways. So you might as well take small little goals, incremental goals that you can set milestones for, and achieve those. You'll feel much better once you start getting your stride. It's just like working out. Instead of trying to go to the gym 5 days a week, maybe you start going to the gym 3 days a week, you know, or you change your diet, you know, instead of like going cold turkey, maybe you switch out, you know, breakfast or lunch or dinner for something that's lighter or something that's healthier. Like there's like a slow progression and movement, but it feels good. And the human mind, the human psyche understands and acknowledges small incremental goals. And once you see them, once you see them in the physical realm, then you're more prone to continuing on to further it, right? Because people always talk about, oh, it takes 21 days to create a habit, but it doesn't necessarily work that way. That is more to the story than just that. All right. So what's up, Cut to the Chase TV? How you doing? Third World Colombian asks, how do you develop your spirit energy? You develop your spirit energy by developing yourself, like being comfortable with self. So I was talking about it earlier about, you know, saging yourself, changing your diet. You know, if you have a terrible diet, you know, if your house ain't clean and there's clutters, crap everywhere, you need to get rid of old clothes and shoes. You know, if your car is cluttered and dirty and needs to be cleaned out, get rid of it. If your desk at work is cluttered and dirty, get rid of all that crap. You don't need it, because that cluttered energy brings on confusion, frustration, and disease, right? Chaos. It doesn't make any sense. All right. So you start there. You start by doing the little things, cleaning up the house really good, you know, getting rid of stuff that you don't need anymore. And then you move from that to maybe you need to change your diet if you have a bad diet. Or from there, you can go to maybe exercising and stuff like that. You know, if you don't exercise at all, it's important to get your body moving. It's important to get in the sun some to get some energy, right? Because the sun provides that vitamin D that is vital, because believe it or not, within the next couple months, we're going to be going into winter season. The sun is not going to be out like that anymore. So you got to soak it in and get all that in you right now. And so, okay. And if Third World Colombian, if you want to know more, we can talk about it. We can talk about it some more. But okay. Thank you, Kenny. Let's get back to new moon in Leo. Okay. So remember I talked about Leo being, Leo in the tarot is this is called the Sun card. And the Sun card is basically this little kid, this little baby, like a toddler. He has a flower crown on his head. I mean, he's happy. He's having a good time. You know, he has one of his hands thrown back. He's sitting on top of a white horse with like this big orangish reddish looking ribbon flying behind him. There's sunflowers everywhere, and there's a big ass sun behind him, right? So that's bringing back this childlike energy, getting re-energized, getting revitalized through your inner child. So don't be afraid to allow your inner child to come out, right? But not to the point where it's immature, but to the point where it feels good, it's satisfying. It puts you in a space where you are, where you are excited about what's to come. So remember what I was saying about like the goals to set. You can be excited about the big goal, but those small ones, when you start achieving them, that's the shit that counts. That's it. That's what counts right there. And so you'll have this childlike energy because you start to write your goals down. And then when you finish it, you cross it out. And then you go to the next one and you cross it out. This is like a kid. You know, when they do something, for example, when they play games, right? When they play games and they win something, then they're like, oh, you know, I want to go to the next one. What's next? What do I do next? You know, or those are the things that are going to be surrounding us. And so whatever it is that you are bringing in that you want to manifest now, you want to bring over the next 2 weeks, set the intentions for those things. And it can be small things, it can be big things, but a lot of times if you're lacking self-confidence, ask, you know, Spirit, God, Allah, Jesus, whoever you pray to or meditate to, ask them for, you know, to give you strength in, you know, building your self-confidence, or, you know, how can you build your own confidence? Because you can get confirmation and information from everywhere, period. You just can. Tommy Two-Toes Jenkins, are you still one of those Elite Heaven Gate cult members? What? Who is this Tommy Two-Toes? All right. Block him. I don't know who that is, but we don't have time for that. Yes, they do, GK. They do. Yeah. So, okay. So with that, you know, it's like this with Leo, a low vibrational Leo has this arrogance, right? But a high vibrational Leo has this self-confidence, this pride within themselves. They take good care of themselves. So that's what the energy is now. Take better care of yourself and your loved ones, period. Okay. If you love somebody and, you know, you want them to live long, you know, send them information about, you know, foods and exercises. If they've been trying to, or been attempting or putting some type of effort into working out or whatever it is, right? You know, whether they want to start a business or anything like that, support them, you know, give them information, good information that they can utilize so that they can move forward, right? And then on the 29th, which is today, we had the sun and moon squaring Uranus. So again, reiterating this courageous type of energy, right? Because Leo is, I'm going first. I'm going in the front, right? I'm going in the front. I'm not standing in the back. So if you watch any of those tarot readings, I am going to do August tarot readings. The one for Aquarius is already out. If you're an Aquarius, go check it out. We have some heavy Aquarius chart in your chart. Go check it out. And then even the ones that I did from July to August, some of the energies does spill over to now and into August. So check that out. Check your sign out. All of them are there. But being courageous and being proactive, but not to the point where you are self-sabotaging, right? So Kimchi, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but we talked about that Virgo moon. Virgos have the tendency to be self-sabotaging, right? Low vibrational Virgos, not all of them. I'm not generalizing all Virgos, but this is low vibrational Virgos have a tendency to self-sabotage. Okay, so you want to pay attention to that. Don't be so quick to change things or so abrupt to change things or to rebel against something because you're not feeling it or it's not vibing with you right. Especially now, since we're still in this Mercury retrograde phase. Just chill out. The communication may not be what you think it is, right? And you may make a mistake and end up regretting it later in the long term. So take your time right now. Just sit back and chill. Watch what's going on. Don't give too much. Don't respond too much. Just see what's going on. And then you can move forward. Okay? And then, let's see. And that's another reason why I said to pay attention to the small details, to the fine details, because if you don't, and all you see is this big picture or what you don't want, or you're in your feelings too much, because remember, the moon is our emotions. The sun is how we project it, how it's looked at, how people see it. And then Uranus is like it's playing the shock and awe. But Uranus is also, it's shock and awe, but it's like it disturbs something in you or around you. Right? Something shakes you up and it pushes you to change something that you've been meaning to change, but you haven't changed. So that's why we have this moon in Leo, because it's helping you to set the stage. You setting the stage, you set the precedent, right? For the things that have come up today or yesterday or tomorrow. This energy can linger, right? And you'll see that there's something that needs to change, whether it's in relationships, within yourself, within your workspace, the people that are around you, family members, whatever. You'll see what needs to be changed. And it's up to you to start to make the goals, to set the stage, to set the precedent for the things that you want to change in your life. Whether those are big things or small things, but remember to always pay attention to making smaller goals so you can be productive, because nobody likes being busy. Being busy does not mean being productive. Okay. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Okay. All right. Let's see. So we had the sun, moon. Oh, yes. Keep an open mind, y'all. This is not the week to be stuck and set in your ways. With this Uranian energy, it is not the time to be stuck and set in your ways. I'm telling you, okay? Because being stuck and set in your ways, you can miss opportunities. Remember, I think there was Willie D that said, everybody gets a shot. You may not get that shot for another 20, 30, 40 years. Rude. You and I had this conversation before about how you get your shot, you get your opportunity, and it may not come for another 10, 15, 20, 30 years, right? But if you're not spiritually inclined, right? If you're not in tune with yourself, if you haven't been taking good care of yourself, how you gonna know if something is good for you or not? If you're low vibrational, you won't notice. You won't know. You won't even see. It's like that 4 cups energy where you are looking at all these 3 other cups that you have, but you're not paying attention to a cup that divine spirit, source, energy, God, Allah, Jesus, whoever you pray to, is presenting to you, right? Because you're too busy stuck on that. And that's why I talked about with that, self-sabotaging energy. This is some of that energy that's coming out here, but we have help with the moon going into Leo. And I think there's some smaller aspects with Venus that are going on too. And that'll help ease some of that. But just remember, just stay proactive, be flexible this week, because that's something that we need. You got to be flexible. You can't be stuck and set in your ways, because whatever's supposed to change, it's going to change, whether you want it to or not. All right. So that's it for the astrology. But I have some tarot that I'm going to do real quick. I know some of y'all have been waiting on this part. I appreciate y'all coming out, to check out the live with me. Shout out to my boy Rude. I got a notification that he let people know that I was live over here, and I appreciate everybody in the chat. My moderators, I appreciate y'all, and including the people who just showed up to show love. I do appreciate that. It's much appreciated because y'all didn't have to come and watch me and see what I have to say, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day or your night to come and chill with your girl. All right, so I've already saged the cards, but y'all look, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this sage back on one more time. All right. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for all 12 signs for this week from July 29th to August 4th? What information do you have for us so that we can continue on our path of higher consciousness, so we can continue to make the best decisions for our highest and greatest good, utilize our own innate abilities, characteristics, and traits to make the best decisions going forward? How can we better flow with the energy for this week? Give us proper guidance, knowledge, wisdom, and peace to move through the different aspects and energies for the week. I thank you in advance for your clear and concise messages. And please know that you are always welcome here to provide us with what we need for our highest and greatest good. I keep seeing the King of Wands. It's making decisions. Fire energy. All right, we're starting with Aries. Spirit, what message do you have for Aries for this week? What message do you have for Aries for this week? What do you have for Aries this week? Aries, y'all being a little stubborn? What message do you have for Aries for this week? What message do you have for Aries for this week? Let me shuffle one more time. Come on, Aries. Come on out. What message do you have for the sign of Aries? What does Aries need to know this week? Okay. 2 cards popped out, and this card kept showing itself. Oh, wait a minute. Let me back it up. Sorry, y'all. This is the 6 of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. All right. So with the 6 of Pentacles, that's when, remember I was talking about like this resurgence of energy, this revitalization of energy, that is being balanced, and balance is being restored. So remember I talked about with Mercury retrograde, some of you Aries may have been waiting on an offer to come in because we got the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving offer, and it could have been slow because one, we were in Mercury retrograde. So they could have been like some teeter-tottering between, you know, information and communication with people in regards. This is definitely dealing with money, Aries. This is definitely dealing with money. So there may have been some teeter-tottering with that, maybe some decisions that needed to be made, and people weren't ready to make decisions. All right. You know, they wanted to look at all the details before they gave an offer or before they made a move to give some money. And so there's a rebalancing of, so whoever this person is or whatever this is concerning money is going to bring back some balance in your life, because you may have been unbalanced. You may have had some issues over the last couple of weeks that had to do with money situations. But, you know, and I see GK was talking about him having 2 car wrecks, you know, 2 car wrecks, or somebody hitting you twice in your vehicle during Mercury retrograde could be taxing on the pockets, right? Because one, you got to pay the deductible. And then two, you know, depending on what kind of insurance you have, you may have to pay for your own rental and all that kind of stuff. You lose time, you know, when it comes to work, because you got to drop the rental car, you got to go pick the car, it's a lot of stuff that goes with that, you know, getting the car towed and everything else. All right. So Aries, this week, just center yourself, right? Make those small goals like I talked about with the energy. You know, set your intentions on this new moon in Leo, because Leo and Aries are fire signs. So this is some good energy for you. All right. All right. Taurus. Spirit, that was fast. All right, Taurus. What's up, my boy Third Ward? What's going on? All right. Third Ward Colombian. This for you. Okay. This is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is looking at something from a brand new perspective. Remember, this is that energy that I talked about in the beginning part of this live about being proactive, being courageous, looking at new things, keeping an open mind because of this Uranian energy. And actually, Uranus is transiting through the sign of Taurus. So that means your world is already being shaken up. Okay, if you haven't noticed, your world's been shaken up, whether it has something to do with your appearance. I mean, just overall life, especially depending on where you have Taurus in your particular natal chart. No, I haven't done Sagittarius. Taylor, how you doing, boo? I haven't. But so now you have an opportunity for something that's been presented to you. I don't know what it is, but it's a call to action. Basically, it's a call to action. So for you, now it's time to look at and to analyze. Remember what I talked about with setting goals this week? So since you're setting goals, now you get an opportunity to look at the action that needs to be taken. What process do you need to go through? Okay. What process do you need to go through? What small milestones can you provide or give to yourself, right? So that you can continue on this journey. Because, you know, Taurus, y'all can be hard-headed, okay? Don't be hard-headed this week. And I'm pretty sure you're already learning, and you have been learning over the last year, that being hard-headed is not going to get you anywhere, boo. It's not. So remain open and look at all the different possibilities, the different ways to handle things, whether you've had issues with communication because Mercury was retrograde and now it's going direct. So even if that's the case, look at other perspectives, see other viewpoints and how to deal with conflicts or changes that need to be made. Keep an open mind this week, you know, especially with Taurus. Taurus loves food. Taurus loves, you know, being at the house. You know, maybe this is telling you to get out the house some. Okay, get out the house some. Maybe you need to take a different approach with, you know, relationships, love, finances, networking for your business if you're an entrepreneur. You know, it's time to, you know, set the intentions for that. Look at that. All right. Let's see. Gemini. What messages do you have for the sign of Gemini? What messages do you have for the sign of Gemini for this week? What guidance do we have for Gemini? What messages do we have for Gemini spirit? Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, all right, Gemini. You want to be like Aries this week? We have 2 cards to fly out. The first card is the 6 of Wands. All right. The second card is the King of Wands. This fire energy is out, baby. This fire energy is out. There's no way to get around this. And the good thing is that Gemini is the total opposite of Sagittarius. So hook up with your Sagittarius friends, all right? They're going to give you some insight. They're going to give you some support because the 6 of Wands talks about a victory that's being supported, right? You see, I don't know if you guys can see that. I apologize if the light is too bright, but there are people back here with their wands too. You got people that's ready to go with you, ready to take action with you. And so you had that victory here. And then you have the King of Wands energy with that. So it's a victory based on a solid decision that you made, right? A solid decision that you made to move forward with something. right? Whatever it is, I don't know what it is that you're taking action on, but you're definitely getting the green light, right, to go. You have support, you have help. Get help from your fire sign friends, because your fire sign friends are going to put you in position to win, right? They're going to give you the strategies. They're going to help you, you know, because Gemini, y'all have all these grand ideas, but y'all need help to kind of streamline them. And a Sagittarius can help you streamline them. An Aries or a Leo can help you streamline, especially Leo right now, can help you streamline those different processes or the strategic ways in which you want to go about taking action on whatever it is that you're working on, right? And so this is good. This is good, Gemini. Take the energy from your Leo friends, your Sagittarius friends, your Aries friends. Take energy from them. Maybe seek counsel from them, you know, especially since Mercury is stationing to go direct, you know, and this new moon in Leo. It's a really, really good time to be friends with a fire sign. All right. All right. All right. Cancer. Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, Cancer. Cancer, you wanted 2 cards too. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Third World Colombian says, it's hard for me not to be stubborn or hard-headed. This is my nature. Well, there's low vibrational Taurian energy. Raise your vibration so you can get what you want. Don't sell yourself short. GK, this is crazy. You just said some stuff that applies directly to something financial that happened this past Friday. All right. Hey, I'm just giving the messages that were given to me, and I'm passing it on to y'all. I appreciate that it resonates with you. Hey, E. Yes. Okay. So, Cancer, you got 2 cards. I mean, maybe this is going to be a recurring thing. So you got the 6 of Swords, and you got the Ace of Cups. Say, man, Cancer, this is good. And the reason why I say this is good, the 6 of Swords is you moving away from things, people, places, and situations that no longer serve you. Get your ass away from them. And Mercury retrograde, okay? Mercury retrograde and this Sun and Moon square Uranus is going to force change within you surrounding different situations and scenarios where there was conflict and battle and strife, and you had a lot of mental turmoil, okay? Excuse me. And because you made the change, because you left, because you moved away, now you get this blessing, this overflow of abundance, you know, from divine source energy, from spirit, gifting you some type of cup of abundance, right? And this is an overflow of abundance. This is not no BS, right? But you have to move away from whatever is causing you mental turmoil and pain, whatever is shaking you up. I know Cancers. I have Cancers in my life, and they've had things that have gone on that just kind of shook them up a little bit. It's time to move away. It's time to move away from it. You can't get your cup to run it over. Like in this card, you see that? You can't get your cup because this is a water sign. You're a water sign. This is you right here. I'm talking to you. You came up. All right. You can't get your cup to run it over if you are sitting in situations, circumstances, places, people, and things, situationships with people that don't serve you, that put you in a bad mental state, that get you in your head too much, that you have too much conflict with. Let it go. Move on. All right. Leo, what do you have for my Leos for this week, Spirit? All right, we got a card to flip over in the deck. Oh. All right, we got 3 cards to flip over. It wasn't just one. So we got the 3 of Wands. Come on, Leo, showing up. We got the Page of Swords. Okay, that's some air energy. And we got the, what is this? The 8 of Swords in reverse. Good. So what this says is you are turning your back to old shit and you're moving forward, and that's good. Move forward. Get going. And then we had the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is you looking around, because if you see this guy, he has his back towards us, right? He has his back towards us. But okay, so he has his back toward us because he's looking at what's going on in front of him, kind of mostly in front of him, but around him as well. He's paying attention to that. And so because you're doing that, and because you're doing that, you're allowing yourself to, if you have been in any stuck, stagnant energy, right? Restrictive energy, you can come out of that. Or some of you guys may have already come out of that. All right. Some of you may have already come out of that, but the Page of Swords is also paying attention to the fine details. Okay. At the beginning of this live, I talked about the different energies that are going on, but I also talked about paying attention to the details because we know since we're in Leo season, we're in Leo energy. Leos look at the big picture. They're grand. They're boastful. They're all these things, and that's fine. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But pay attention. You're moving forward, but move forward and pay attention to the fine details. Remember, I said to set the goals. Set the goals. A lot of you guys have come out of this restrictive energy, and that's good. Because some of you, and I think in y'all's tarot reading, I talked about this restrictive energy too. I think I did, if I'm not mistaken. If any of y'all have seen it, leave a comment in the chat and let me know. But this is important, right? This is important that you come out of this blindness, this restriction, where you can't move about as you so choose to, where you can't put your hands on what you want to put your hands on. Get your hands into what you want to get them into because your hands are tied, but they're no longer tied. All right, they're no longer tied, and now you can pay attention. You can see the big picture. You can see the view. You can see what needs to be done, and that's good. Now you can move forward in knowing that what you're looking at is something that you have to do it, right? Especially with the Uranian energy that's happening this week. It's important. All right, let's move on. What we got next? Virgo? All right, Virgo. Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Virgo for this week? What does Virgo need to know? What information do you have for the sign of Virgo this week? And it's so interesting that I'm looking at the bottom of the deck and there's the Hermit card in reverse. That's your card in reverse, Virgo. What information does Virgo need to know, Spirit? Okay. 2 cards came out. This is, I thought everybody was going to get 1 card, but that's not it. Okay. So for you, we have the Knight of Pentacles, just like Aries. And we have the 5 of Cups. So I feel like you guys either 2 things. Either you are getting an offer that's coming in that you're not necessarily satisfied with or happy with. But remember, Mercury is still retrograde right now, and you still may be feeling some of that energy. So it may seem like it's not something that's good, but it may end up being in the long term something that's really good for you. You just have to pay attention. You got to wait it out a little bit and see how the energies play out, right? Wait it out a little bit because you're too focused on what didn't work, what hasn't worked, or if this is something that's similar to something else that you've had before, you're looking at it like, okay, I've been through this before already. I don't want to go through this again. That's that restrictive mode. Remember, I told you, this is not the week to be stuck and set in your ways. It's not the week to be stubborn. This is the week to be flexible. This is the week to be open-minded, to have an open heart and an open mind when it comes to any type of situation that could be for your highest and greatest good. You may not be able to just see it clearly just yet. All right. So Virgo, take that and run with it, right? Be flexible. Let the cards unfold. See what happens. Don't just be so off-putting or restrictive or in a position where you're in your natural energy where you kind of like nonchalant, you think you know everything type of thing. Let's not do that. Okay, let's not do it. All right. All right. All right. Libra. Y'all saw that? Libra, what you got going on? All right, Libra. We got the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is this energy that's moving in. Somebody's offering something that's very passionate. Remember I talked about Leo season being very passionate and showing that with people that you love or people that, you know, it's like a reciprocal energy right now. So this is good. This is matching the energy for this week, which is really good. Somebody may be bringing you an offer or offering you something. They be offering you their cup of love. They could be offering you some type of communication, because cups represent water signs. So it's Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But then there's also this notion where it's, since it's a cup, it has something to do with your emotions or something that may play on your emotions, right? Especially since we have the moon going into Leo and we still have Mercury in Cancer. So there's that communication from Mercury in Cancer that's kind of murky. And then you have that moon in Leo, which is ready to go, ready to move. So you combine those two together and you have this thing where you may be getting very passionate communication about love and relationships, or about anything that has to do that's going to affect your emotional state of being. So pay attention to that this week, right? Pay attention to that. But I mean, that's a good thing, you know, to have somebody come and offer you their cup of love, boo. All right. Scorpio. Spirit, what messages do you? Y'all see that? Yeah, I'm not, this is not me. These cards, excuse me if the camera's shaking, I apologize, y'all, but I'm sitting at the table. Hold on. Oh. The cards are just popping out, okay? So we have the Ace of Wands for Scorpio. Scorpio, this new beginning, this new thing that divine spirit is granting you. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Only you know that. For your particular situation, remember, this is general. This is general reading, general information. Take it as it resonates. But this is divine action, divine order. That's exactly what this is. Divine timing to move towards something, to put action towards something. So what have you been setting intentions for? What have you been focusing on? What have you been putting your action, your effort into? What have you been doing with that? And remember, we're in the fire energy is so heavy this week. It is so heavy this week. Most of the signs have gotten one of the wands. Wands represent fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, that's passion, that's desire, that's creativity. Especially with Leo. Leo talks about creative works and passions and stuff like that. So it's creativity. It's forward movement. You know, no more of this stagnation that's happening or that has happened in the past, right? Especially since this month, Jupiter is going direct. Jupiter rules expansion, okay? Jupiter rules retrograde. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is the fire sign, okay? So, Scorpio, this is good. You're going to be getting information or maybe even a download on how to move forward with something. There's divine intervention happening here, divine timing. Something is coming to you that's going to propel you to the next level. So pay attention to that. Remind you, I said to stay open, to stay flexible this week. So it may come in a package that you may not necessarily be used to, and that's fine, but pay attention to it. Don't be standoffish. Don't be stubborn, because you know you're a fixed water sign. So it's okay. It's okay to be flexible this week. All right. All right. Ooh, Sagittarius. What's up, Sag Squad? Spirit, what messages do you have for Sagittarius for this week? Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Sagittarius this week? Why is this card sticking out like that? What's this card? The Queen of Pentacles. It just stuck out, and it was keeping me from, you know, my shuffle being smooth. Look at this. Taylor, if you're in here, it's us. The Queen of Pentacles. I told y'all in the reading that I did for us, the ascension is real. The progression is real. Okay? The Queen of Pentacles represents that. The Queen of Pentacles is growth, fertility. Anything you touch is growing, period. So make sure you're touching things that you want to grow. Okay, pay attention to that. Okay, remember, your energy manifests in the things that you put your effort into, you put your time into. Okay, you put your emotions into, right? So make sure this week that you are manifesting and you are setting intention for those things that you desire to grow, that you see growing, right? That you have envisioned yourself. If you have a vision board that you've envisioned yourself doing, do some visualization treatments this week. Okay, do some visualization treatments, because sometimes growth doesn't happen all the time with you always having to put your hand on it. Okay, not necessarily always having to put your hand on it. Sometimes it could just be you manifesting with your mind, manifesting with your intentions, manifesting with your heart, with your emotions, with how you feel about something. Because since you're a fire sign, you have a lot of drive and passion. If you notice, every time you manifest something, it's because you put your heart and soul into it. You felt it in your core and your spirit. All right. So this is growth. This is money, honey. What the pentacles represent money. They also represent earth signs, right? So there may be an earth sign coming around to help you grow this pentacle. So there's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You know, there may be some growth here with this. And pay attention, okay? Because when I said fertility, okay? If you don't want to get pregnant, make sure you're taking proper precautions. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Capricorn. Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Capricorn? All right. We had a card. Look over, and if it's over like this, this is the Eight of Wands in reverse, Capricorn. This is wand energy. This is fire energy. Y'all, I apologize if y'all been leaving. I see the chat is moving, and I haven't been able to respond, but I want to get this out for y'all first. I want to get this out for y'all first. Okay. The Eight of Wands in reverse is basically, you may not be receiving the downloads of information that you need to receive. You may not be getting a lot of different opportunities coming at you all at once. You could have been putting in a lot of work and you're expecting for things to happen overnight. I believe I told y'all this in y'all reading. Don't expect things to happen overnight. You got to stay consistent. So that's what this card is telling you, to stay consistent, regardless if you get if you get 1 or 8 or 10 different types of 10 different types of opportunities or networking or contracts or whatever the case may be. I know some Capricorns, and you know, Capricorns have the tendency, and this is, you know, no shade, but Capricorns have the tendency to think that if they do the bare minimum that they should be rewarded for it, right? No, not necessarily. You got to continue to put the work in, but when you put the work in, build on it each time you do it. Don't just do it one time and do it the same way all the time, right? Because being a Capricorn, you're cardinal earth. And so you want to be the first to do something. You want to prepare, you want to move, but you got to make sure that when you're moving towards things, that it's a constant, a consistent progression. All right. You want it to be consistent. So pay attention to that this week. Continue to move forward. This is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing. This just says that all of the opportunities or, you know, contracts or deals that you want, they're not here yet, right? You may not get as many as you would like at first, but you're getting some. I know you are. You're getting some. So work with that and keep building on top of it. So if you get, for example, if you're an entrepreneur and you get one deal, okay, learn from that deal. Work the hell out of that shit. You know what I mean? Work it. And then when you learn what you need to learn from that, then go and get another one, right? And keep building. Make everything better and bigger each time you go. But remember, you're ruled by Saturn. Saturn says you got to put the work in, period. Period. So things may not necessarily come to you as easily or as quickly as you would like them to be, because that's what this is. And that's fine. But you'll get it. You just have to consistently work at it. All right? All right. It's Capricorn. Aquarius. Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Aquarius? We got one card that popped out. All right. You got the Ace of Cups too. Cancer got the Ace of Cups. You may have some overlapping energy. You may be dealing with a Cancer, or you may have some, like I said, strong energy in Cancer, or you may be dealing with a Cancer. But this is an abundance and an overflow of abundance from divine source energy. This is divine timing. This is a divine gift to you. So take it and run with that bitch, okay? Run with it. Because just like when I just did the Aquarius reading, I told you guys how you guys have, y'all have been at like a standstill for a while, kind of just like playing the back. Now you get your shot, your opportunity to move forward, and you moving forward quickly. Like the blessings, the opportunities, all those things will start raining down on you in an abundance. You'll have more than what you need. Excess. That's Ace of Cups is excess, but it's also a new beginning, a new start. So it could be either something that you've dealt with in the past, something that you like a career or an entrepreneur event or something like that from the past that shows up again. But this time it brings so much emotional fulfillment and abundance that you can't contain yourself. Because remember, the sun is in Leo right now. Moon is going into Leo. That's that childlike energy. I talked about that in the beginning of this live. That's the childlike energy. That's this resurgence of energy coming from the core, coming from within. Let your inner child come and play. Let them come and play, because you have this overflow of abundance, right? And divine is giving you that, especially if you had some emotional turmoil, some emotional strife and pain. Now you're getting the rewards from that work, that internal work that you've been doing, right? And I talked about that in y'all reading too. Okay. So it's Aquarius. Lastly, Pisces. What's good? Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Pisces? What sign? What information? Oh. All right, these cards kind of jumbled up a little bit. Hold on. Spirit, what information do you have for the sign of Pisces? It's like this grip. And I think I talked about this in y'all's video too. About the thing with my finger. How it's kind of hard to do something. There's some type of pain that's been inflicted. Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Pisces? Cards, but we're going to take them. We got the Five of Swords in reverse, the Star card. There we go, it's better. The World card, and the Justice card. So let's look at this. So this is not sabotaging your victories, right? Not sabotaging your victories, not sacrificing your morals and values to win. Not putting people in a position where they feel like they've been bamboozled. That's what's happening. And because I feel like you've done that because you spent some time to work on yourself. And I believe in y'all's video, I think it has something to do with being authentic to yourself. And the Star card came out in your reading. Okay, it came out in your reading. And so the Sun card, the Star card is actually Aquarius. All right, it's Aquarius and Aquarius. And I thought I told Aquarius and Pisces to look at each other's videos because they were similar energies. And so the Star card is you stripping yourself, being vulnerable, stripping yourself, being authentic to yourself, to your core being, to who you are inside. See, the spirit man who I talked about at the beginning, it's your spirit man, being true and authentic to that person. Okay. And that, and when you do that, right, you have this full circle moment, this new cycle, this new beginning, right? It's a new cycle that's happening within your life because you've allowed yourself to strip away defeat, to strip away any type of low vibrational, low frequency energy. You've decided that I'm going to start this new cycle, right? And the only way that you could have started that new cycle was by getting vulnerable, right? With yourself, not with other people necessarily, but with yourself. Understanding your true core, your being, who you are as a person. And so that's what this Leo energy is bringing this week, is allowing you to be who you are, build your self-confidence, because some of y'all may lack self-confidence because you look for validation through other people. But now you get to validate yourself. All right. And then with the Justice card here, there's a rebalancing of that, rebalancing of your emotional or your mental, right? Because we got the sword here and he has the balance beam on the other side. So I feel like this is a lot of internal mental work that you've been doing on yourself, right? And you have, it's working out in your favor. That's why this new cycle is beginning, because you've decided to be authentic to self first and foremost. And if people like it, they're going to like it. If they don't, they don't. Fuck them. Period. Right? You take constructive criticism from people who have your best interests at heart. Don't take criticism from a bunch of people just because they said something and it made you feel some kind of way. You got to take into account who the information, who's the source of the information. Where is it coming from? Is it for your highest and greatest good? Is it something that's going to serve a purpose in your life? Will it make you better? Will it make you more attractive? Will it make you, more financially stable? If not, then you maybe need to, take a step back, especially since Mercury is just going to station direct. It's important to look at the communication that's been happening around you. All right. And then for the collective, I've decided that I am going to pull one card from the Mystical Wisdom card deck. It's an Oracle deck. And one card from my Sacred Geometry Activation deck. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for this week? What guidance do you have for us so that we can continue on this path of higher consciousness, continue to make decisions for our highest and greatest good, to flow with the energies that are surrounding us, to best utilize our own innate abilities, characters, and traits, to flow through the energies and to manifest our intentions. I thank you in advance for the clear and concise messages, and know that you are always welcome. Provide us with what we need for our highest and greatest good. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, wow. All right, here it is out. Spirit, what messages do you have for us for this week? Oh, too many cards. Hold on. Do one more shuffle. Spirit, what messages do you have for us for this week? Spirit, what messages do you have for us for this week? Spirit, what messages do you have for us for this week? I'm going to shuffle one more time. All right. Spirit, what messages do you have for us for this week? Whoa. Okay. Originality. Can y'all see that? This doesn't have that much glare. Yeah. Originality. It says, blaze your own trail. Ain't that Leo-like? Blaze your own trail, get to moving. And if you see back here, there's like a mixture of a new moon and a full moon. Blaze your own trail. Okay. So I'm going to read to you real quick. Oh, at the bottom of the deck, there's resilience. Okay. Rise above tribulations. Battle the blues. Take steps towards positive change. Dragon, discover your courage. All right. So, I mean, this is all Leo energy, baby. I can't even make this up. All right. Originality says, And this is, man, this is all Leo right here. It says, you are a go-getter and a free spirit by nature. You exhibit originality, courage, and defiance. You were born to succeed and breathe excitement, love, and life into the lives of others. Despite your chaotic ways and gregarious nature, you are loving and generous. Mantra: love me without fear. Trust me without wandering. Love me without restriction. Love me without demands. I am worth it. Period. That's Leo energy. All right. All right. Now let me just get one card from the Sacred Geometry Activations deck. All right, Spirit. What messages do you have for us this week? Give me one card for the collective for this week. One card for the collective, Spirit. All right. That was quick. All right. Perception. Okay, y'all can't see that. I apologize for the glare, y'all. I have to have this light. Perception. The number 35, which translates to the number 8. 8 talks about balance. It says the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. All right. So remember what I talked about, being open, being flexible this week. That's what this perception card is about. It's definitely about being open and being in a position where you can see in an objective view versus a subjective view. At the bottom of the deck, we have this card, Divine Masculine, and there's 2-2 at the front, at the top of the card, which breaks down to 4. 4 talks about balance. So this is definitely some rebalancing that's happening this week, and I'm so excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it too, because this is good. Divine Masculine says the frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong focus and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. All right, with kindness and wisdom. I talked about that during the Astro part of this particular live video, but this week, just remain balanced, remain open-minded, keep a solid spirit, be confident in yourself. You know, set your goals, set small milestones for your goals, and get to moving. Set your intentions for what you desire to manifest, what you've envisioned yourself having, right? Ground yourself, get your spirit man together. Y'all can do this. And as always, if you would like a personal reading or a chakra healing, the information will be down in the description box. I appreciate Kenny for putting the information to my services on my website. I've built a new website. That website will be coming out. As a matter of fact, it may just come out this week, to be honest, because I'm waiting until after Mercury goes direct. So let me see. Let me go back to some of the comments here. Right, third boy, you got to be comfortable getting out of your comfort zone. Yes, sir. Let's see. Hey, at least you say you send me your cash up. I got something for you for your birthday. Yes. Yeah, it was on pause, at least. Let's see. All right. Okay. All right. So I answered all the comments. I believe I did. If I didn't, if I missed you, I apologize. It wasn't on purpose. But as always, like I said, if you want to book a personal reading, the information is down in the description. It's also in the chat. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me on this good Monday night. All right. And as always, peace and love and light. And bye-bye.